for joining us on another episode of Inspired. Today I'm here with this fucking one, Adrienne and Sasha.
Hey, I'm here for support, because I don't know what the hell we're talking about. No, just kidding.
And we're about to throw down. That's what's about to happen.
Absolutely.
She's making me do this.
Yes.
She's making me do this today.
I had to because this one's an Einstein and everybody needs to know.
It's not even that big of a deal.
No, it is. If you don't know, she is a celebrity PMU artist.
Yeah,
she
makes it
is
cringe.
All of that and some more. If you don't know about anything about PMU, you better come. And you're going to see me because I'm going to be right back and telling you you didn't clean right or I'm about to give you a ticket.
She's like the clean police.
Yeah, I'm the sanitation police.
We should print out little fake tickets for you. You can go out in the studio handing it to people.
I'm about to give you sanitation. Here we go.
So what are you talking about?
Oh, yes. If you're in this industry, just know you have to have that aseptic. If you don't know what that means, look it up. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So Adrienne wants me to talk about the differences. No, that's not what you said.
No,
we're going to talk about machines.
Honey, no, we want to talk about it all.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about machines.
Okay.
And so like needle on the bar versus cartridges.
Yes. Yes.
Keep going. What do you want me to tell him?
I'm in my zen.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to talk about how the differences between how the machines hold the needles.
Okay, so needle on the bar machines, they all have a stabilization feature that cartridges machines do not have. You're so funny because usually I'm like, this is not scripted, but I'm like, it's so hard to tell what it is unless I'm like in the moment. I'm like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, it's a lot easier to say it that way than this way. Okay, but anyways, back to the point. So when you're setting up a needle on the bar machine versus cartridge, this is a good topic actually because people are always asking me, why do I love needle on the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. So needle on the bar, maybe we can put, I don't know how I'll put this in there, but maybe we can put something like this in there. We can do a download of video because I have plenty of videos. But so basically when you're setting the machine up, there's some things you can do to the needle on the bar machine that you can't do to cartridges. So basically the needle on the bar, it is a needle bar, and then you put a bend in the needle bar, which is stabilization number 1. Number 2 is, so what that basically does is has that needle ride in the bottom of the tube, and then it hugs it. So it's like a little V, and that needle's right now in the bottom of that V, okay?
You guys need to go watch us on YouTube because it's much more entertaining when you can see us.
Like,
oh my God.
Over here.
I'm like, in the sun.
Okay, and then number 3, most of those machines, pretty much all of them, have some sort of mechanism, let's say, that also adds extra stability to the needle. So, for example, the Bishop V6 has a clip-down feature. So, like the Valor, it's an old-school machine. That one's got a little, I call it the rolly wheel. It's not probably what it's called. There's other ones like coil machines, traditional tattoo machines. They use rubber bands. Those are all, literally, the purpose of those is to create extra stability within that needle. So, cartridges, what do you guys, everybody uses cartridges.
Oh my
God,
God, everybody in the industry.
You just take the cartridge out of the fucking packaging and you just pop it into the machine.
That's it.
Scary.
Where's your stability? So, it's like silence, like
Exactly.
But so for a cartridge to be pushed, so you have to also think the needle on the bar is like one full bar, right? And you have a bar and then you have a needle on the end of it. That's all now connected to that machine with all those things I mentioned. Cartridges, the way they're pushed is they have like a push bar inside the machine. This is obviously, I don't want to say dumbing it down, but it is. But basically that is now making contact with the tip of your cartridge, which is like a little piece of plastic. And those are making contact. So when your machine is hitting it, it's not exactly, it looks like it is, but it's hitting like a little higher, a little lower, a little higher, a little lower. That's why you get that little bit of flutter to your cartridge. It's not an entire piece that's then connected to the machine, like the needle on the bar. Does that make your heart happy?
Yes. And then you actually, when you're looking and it actually hits the skin or hits your practice pad, you wonder, why is the color not as dense than a needle on the bar? And I just kind of went down that rabbit hole, and then we were in a training and she was explaining that same zhuzh to her students. I was like, whoa, hold on.
You're like, new information.
I was like, the geek in me decided to be like, get a little closer. Like, ooh, I want to know what this is all about, you know? And I just never knew, being obviously new, I will always be a new student. I will always be an apprentice, because I always love to learn about all these little, I guess, information that no one's going to tell you. Mm-hmm. No one's ever told me that. So then when I heard it from, that one right there, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And I sure did the whoa, like, wow. And her students were looking at her, and then she was like, no, she's saying the wow, because she really does mean it. And I just, little tidbits like that, it just makes my heart happy. And here I go with the sparkle. But I mean, I just love it, and that's why I love the technical portion. I love the artistry, but I love the technical, because I want to know how that ties together and why.
I think that makes you special, because a lot of people in the industry, they don't give a shit about any of that stuff that I just said.
Yeah.
Right? Because they
want convenience.
They want convenience.
Every time you go to have somebody set up a V6, what do they say?
Oh my God, that is intimidating. That's hard.
And literally, you guys, it takes like 2 seconds. Even Sasha can set up the bishop.
Yeah, I've been doing that since day one.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh, this one, that's another story, honey. Yes. A natural.
And also stop throwing your fucking cartridges on top of the trays and then putting them back into your machine. That's all I'm going to say about that. Nobody ever says anything about that, but you have a dirty-ass cartridge, and that plastic tip is now going into your machine, and unless you have a fucking autoclave, you just contaminated the shit out of your machine, and you're doing it again and again, so stop it.
Well,
not to mention, I use 2 machines.
Yep.
So I don't have to touch anything during my procedure. I go from one to the other. They're bagged. Everything's covered. And then my grip is thrown away. So nothing is ever touching my machine.
And then most important, you lessen the fact that you can get a needle stick. You can get a needle stick.
Oh, yeah.
From doing that. And the thing is that, you have to think about power supplies. There's power supplies out there that have two connections. You could put 2 machines on there. Yeah. I mean, really know what you're going to do. Just know what you're doing before you do it, because in this industry, do it right or don't do it at all.
And take time to learn the why. Like, nobody's doing that, and that's like what makes you special.
Be that nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love it all day.
How long did it take you to learn how to set up the V6?
Oh, within the first week.
Yeah.
You had me setting up, yeah.
It's
and
not
the
hard.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Like
both,
yeah.
So,
but then you like kind of switch more to like the V6 like more often. So then
my hands haven't been hurting, so I've been using the shit out of that V6.
Yeah.
I mean, I practice endlessly, but I love it, and because of that, knowing that the pigment's gonna hit where I want it to hit. Where a cartridge machine is gonna hit it, it may not hit it the right way. It may hit it, or I have to repeat what I just did. For me, less is more. My favorite, Bishop V6.
I think a lot of people, where it comes is a lot of people are so used to using cartridges that they don't notice a difference. Like, that's just what they know. So they don't know the difference. You know what I mean? So they're just used to, like, people are probably sitting here right now like, oh, I don't notice a wiggle in my cartridge.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't really necessarily notice unless you're so used. I'm so used to how direct the needle on the bar is, that little cartridge flick, like that little flutter that it does,
Well, not only that, if you want to save money, you get 50 needles.
That's true.
In a needle in a bar. On depending on what manufacturer
from like
you
20
buy,
to $30, say, depending on.
it's like $40. What's that one that the fine needle
you
one?
Get 10,
it starts with a V. Yeah, up to 20. Yeah.
Yeah, for anywhere from $20 to $45.
Yep.
For
45.
cartridges, they're way more expensive.
And there's only like 20 that come in the pack? Right?
Yeah,
or
10 to 20.
10 to 20.
Depending.
And if you break that up, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You get 50, you get more for your bank. I mean, you get more for what you're going to spend. And not only that, then you go into, learning how to, eye loop a needle. I mean, do you do that with a cartridge? Because, wow, I've seen it in vivo. People don't do that.
Yeah, you have to.
And you have to. Because, again, do you want to jack up somebody's skin? No. So, know what you're doing.
Adrienne?
Eye looping is when you use a jeweler's loop to actually see the tips of those needles to see if they're straight, they're going in the direction that they need to, they are in that configuration that you need it to be in for the procedures that you're going to do, and that there's no anything extra on that. Is there little fuzzies? Is there somebody's an insect wing in there? Is there
that's a true
any
story.
nasty knee? I mean, are they all polished? I mean, because there's other things in the industry. And also know what type of, do you want it polished? You should be using polished needles or textured, or do you know if it's if it's an extra long, taper, or medium or a taper? Like, you just need to know what you're doing before you decide to actually go in this industry. Like, don't show up half-assed.
What's crazy is I've wanted to teach this type of stuff, but nobody gives a fuck.
Oh,
That's
no.
what makes it sad.
It's
like
the foundation, though. It should.
It is the foundation. You should know all that. You should know that the small taper is going to leave a larger hole in the skin. Most of the people are like, what the fuck is that? Like,
That's crazy.
I didn't know.
On people's faces.
And believe me, I kind of just went into the industry thinking, oh, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
You need to know what you're doing before you do it. Like, that's like showing up.
Short taper.
Smart taper, medium taper, extra long taper. I mean, you need to know what your machines are doing. What machine did you pick to actually do? What machine are you most comfortable? Know your machines.
Yeah, because just because I like a machine, I tell you guys all the time, just because I like something doesn't mean you're going to like it. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on the machine. You just need to know, like, what is your needle and what is your, like, what do you do? Do you have a certain way that you go about doing a procedure? Do you have a certain machine, and how do you work with it? All speed, hand speed matters. Like, all these things matter. But nobody wants to learn about that stuff.
Well, apprentice over here, apprenticeship.
Yeah. That's why we're going to the schools. That's why we're going to schools. I'm going to talk to the schools. Got that set up at the end of the month.
Want to become an apprentice? We'll drop the link in the description. Yeah. I'm over here just plugging everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, by the way.
And by the way, here we go. No,
Sasha always remembers that type of stuff.
learn.
We're over here on rants, and she's like, by the way, we do apprenticeships.
Yes,
if you want to, inquire, we'll drop the link.
Definitely something that you whether it's here, anywhere, and research.
Oh, please
your
research.
Mentor, because you can go somewhere, they will have you pay a certain amount, and then guess what? They literally just robbed you.
We just met somebody last night that literally at the restaurant, our server was like, oh, I want to do permanent makeup. And we're like, all of our heads are like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, I went to so-and-so, and then I showed up, and they told me it was only going to be 1 day a week, and charged her $4,000, and she still owed another $4,000. Then the trainer was nowhere to be found, and the girl's just like, bro, you just took $4,000, and I'm not coming back.
Yeah, I don't even think she said she got on skin, did she?
No,
never got on skin.
Never got on skin in 2 months.
Literally in 2 months, they literally they literally robbed her.
Yeah.
They robbed her. Period.
So
point
do
blank.
your research, please,
So do your
guys.
research.
That's wild.
See what their apprentice history is.
Go into the studio first.
Absolutely.
Talk to
In.
everybody.
Do they have other apprentices? Is there 50 of them standing around? Like,
Is
the
there
trainer
2?
any visible? Like, what's happening? Like, what's the setup? That's
What's
probably
the criteria?
best.
What's the curriculum? Like, I want to know what the
Yeah, but
curriculum
even
is.
that, I feel like they bullshit these days.
Yeah.
Like, they say
Well,
all
that's
this
what I'm
stuff's
saying,
included,
like,
then they end up just doing online classes.
Well, see what the history of it is. Like, see what their history
Or
is.
get
of
referrals.
their referrals. Like,
Referrals probably
do you
would
know
help.
anybody that does? Why don't you check and see who trained with that person? Like, it's like
Because she's not learning like
school.
stuff about machines and stuff. She never even got to that point. I'm sure.
Oh my God,
Like, none
I
of
would
that.
just
Like, she
Never.
said she didn't even learn, like, bloodborne pathogen basic.
Oh wait, she said that.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
what?
said that the
2
mentor
months
basically
didn't even learn bloodborne pathogens.
the
What?
mentor literally told her, "Oh, that's going to be in
Remember that.
another section. That's going to be."
That's day one.
Day one.
Yeah. Sasha doesn't even work with blood. And I'm like, where's your bloodborne?
Yeah, I have to have it in the studio too. If you're gonna be in that room at any point, you have to have it.
I mean, yeah, there's just so much. I mean, blood sits on counters and are live for like 7 days.
Yep.
And so you need to know what you are going to be cleaning your surfaces with. You can't get a Clorox wipe and wipe it down. You need to know your maticides. You need to know your calvicides. You need to know how long it takes for it to kill that organism. Do you know? How do you know? Do you know how to glove? Do you know how to don your gloves?
The gloves off.
That's called donning.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that. I'm not medical, but you don't do that. How I see everybody doing it, I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Or pull your aprons over your head. What the hell? How many times have I seen that? They pull the apron off over the head. I'm like, bro, you just got all of that all in here.
How is that like just not?
You pull it, break it, and pull away.
Yeah, you break and pull away.
But why? Yeah, why would you go over? Oh my god!
And then they have dirty gloves, and they touch the apron, which the apron then touches your outfit.
Yeah.
And then what? Then you just got their blood on you. Then you're going home and you don't have the specific detergent, because not regular detergent cleans that. And don't like
Scrubs.
You're literally
It's crazy.
like scrubs. That's why in the medical field people wear scrubs.
Yeah.
That is why.
Yeah.
But also, like, and on top of that, it's like how fast things travel.
Yeah.
I've literally seen somebody go from, like, you know, dirty glove to touching, grabbing the phone, to then the phone going to the counter, and then grabbing their phone again and going to another counter. Next thing you know, your whole fucking room is contaminated.
Look, you have MRSA. There's all these different organisms.
Yeah.
I am in the medical field, so yeah, I know a lot about that. But man, you want to take that home? Like, if somebody has MRSA, you cannot.
It's bad.
You can't be in the room if they have any type of organisms.
At
you go to
GI,
the hospital.
Somebody came in to get tattooed and they had MRSA.
Oh no,
That's so scary.
Came into the studio. Who shows up to a studio with that?
Well, you know, when they get sick, they put you in an isolation room.
She had like an open wound on her tummy.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I was like, great, I'm gonna die from breathing in the air.
That's more
That's
of
how
a
dramatic. That's
actually contact.
That's how dramatic I am. Right now I'm dead.
But like MRSA, definitely that's contact. So again, here you come with the maticides, right? With the stuff that you need to clean. You're not cleaning your table. You're not cleaning your stuff with a Clorox wipe. No.
Just ain't doing it. Yeah.
No. I mean, you're not going to find calvicides. You're not going to find any of that stuff at Target. Like, you need to know where to buy this stuff, period, point blank. You just need to know about
Learn
the
the
industry and
basics.
what you need to do, period, point blank.
Yep.
Yeah, and all that should be day one stuff.
Day one.
Yep.
Day one.
Not 3 months in when you've already built
Not
bad
10
habits.
years later.
Yeah.
You know,
boy.
and yeah.
I'll never forget, I saw that I did a live. I was at a conference and they had it was the best bloodborne pathogen class I had ever seen. But it was like live, and I remember she had a tray. I don't even use spray bottles because of this. So she had a tray with the maticide, and she had a like a sheet on the back, and the tray's in front of the sheet, and they turned all the lights off, and she sprayed this maticide bottle. That fucking shit from the maticide ricocheted off the tray and lit up the back of that sheet. So that's like, so you think you're cleaning your tray because you're spraying, but when that spray hits that tray,
It bounces off.
Oh,
it
my
bounces
gosh.
off.
well, imagine even if you're close, like you're probably getting some spray in the face,
Yeah,
like.
in the
But
head.
I don't
that-
use no spray bottles. Nope. It might be using
That's a
maticide, but are you using
carcinogen.
it the right way? Even like that's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Cause
that's a carcinogen.
oh,
Yeah, that's airy.
scary.
Yeah.
Don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
Immediately, I'm dead again. Like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Oh no.
Do you guys ever see that commercial? I don't know if it was a commercial or something going on, but they did an experiment where they had people like dye their hands and just go on about their day. And so it was so you could visually see how many things you're touching without even consciously doing it. Oh, I don't know if it was like a short film or something we learned in school or what, but it was insane. And for some
Adrienne's
reason,
busting out the-
yeah, it's stuck with me. It's always
She's
stuck with
busting
me.
out the
And
sanitizer
I just
right
said-
now.
Yeah, so go on about your day and pretend like you don't have anything on your hands. And sure enough, just naturally,
Honey, just why don't
Everywhere.
you look, swab your house.
Oh, God.
Swab your floors.
we're going to
Literally.
cleaning right now.
During COVID, you were not.
No,
Were you wiping down your cans and shit?
yeah.
Chemicals, Adrienne.
No, that was water and soap.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
My mom was
but-
taking those Clorox wipes and wiping everything. I'm like, you're giving yourself cancer.
No, but no, in general, I mean, there's a lot of, well, I know that in my house, you're not allowed to use any, you can't come in with shoes, period. I have a Lysol cap. Like, I'm a germaphobe, major germaphobe. But, I mean, just in general, in this industry, bringing it back,
Yeah.
calcicide. Not in calcicide. Just make sure you know what you're cleaning yourself with, period. On that note,
Make sure you know your machines and needles.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
and know your angles. Know your angles.
Yeah.
And know what you're doing before you do it.
And learn the basics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Learn
That's
the
like the whole
basics of
point
this
of
career
this.
because it'll take you far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
All right,
you don't want to be
guys.
sloppy and nasty.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Ooh, one time. Okay, one last story.
Okay, hurry.
One time, we're running out of time. One time, guys, I was teaching this girl eyeliner.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, I said, sit up. She didn't. She was like hovering over the face, like as close as she could. That splatter from that eyeliner, from the tears, it mixed with the pigment and blew right into her face. Had black specks all over. And like, if y'all don't know, your eyes, your nose, your mouth are all...
Those orifices.
They suck in all that.
I hate it.
Opening.
Goodness.
Oh, I can
Guess
only
what?
imagine.
Whatever that person is, you have now.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about. 'Cause I remember one time I was filming for you, and then like
It splatters.
it splattered, and I was like, oh no, nope, because the lashes and stuff, and I was like, it didn't get on me, but
Yeah.
you know, just seeing that little bit that did happen, I was like, oh,
Especially if they're teary,
Yeah.
do not sit close. Anyways,
And
yeah.
on that note, make sure you put a Cavicide or a wipe right on the floor and wipe it because of those aspirations.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
pro tip.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode, and we'll see you guys. Oh, wait, Sasha?
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.